Time now for sports on 104.7 The Cave. Here's Ned Reynolds.
Mike, the intern, Ned Reynolds, back in the studio Wednesday morning. So long, and thanks for all the fish. Matt Nagy is the New York Giant OC.
Yeah, it's interesting, too, because this is a fraternity, the National Football League, and really any professional sports, a fraternity. You have a manager going separate places in baseball. You have coaches interchanging chairs in football. And here you have Mike Nagy, who's been a head coach with the Chicago Bears. He's been with the Chiefs on a couple of terms. Now he's the OC for the New York Giants. Is he a good coach? Yeah, I think he probably has a good amount of knowledge that the Giants would like, and I think probably he'll do well in New York City, or reasonably well, because he's not doing the running out there. He is doing the calling of the plays, and you have to have the athletes to get that done, and do the New York Giants have that? Well, they think under a Harbaugh that they will. Maybe not right away, but indeed in time. Anyway, Mike Nagy, former Chiefs offensive coordinator, is now the new OC for the New York Giants. I don't think the Chiefs play the Giants this year, but be that as it may, I'm sure that Mr. Nagy will get a warm welcome when he makes his first appearance at Arrowhead.
If you, for whatever reason, did not watch the season finale of Fallout last night, and I don't know why the hell you wouldn't watch it, you were probably watching the Pro Bowl, maybe? And what about you?
Probably.
Did you watch Fallout?
No, I didn't watch Fallout, nor did I watch the Pro Bowl. Now let me put an addendum on that. Probably about a minute and a half is all I saw of the game.
Of the Pro Bowl?
The Pro Bowl.
I saw clips, obviously.
Well, I can't give you any kind of analysis of it. I know the NFC won it 66-52, but my criticism of it is not so much the playing of the game. It is flag football, and the flag game will be played in the Olympics in 2028, and that's fine. But there's no point to it. What's the definitive assessment of the game? You've got a bunch of guys out there having a good time. They're laughing, carrying on, and don't decry that at all. But really, why are they there? What is the whole definitive point of playing the game? And that's where I have a big question. I say drop the whole thing. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't make a difference. I don't know what the TV ratings were. I'm quite sure they were rock bottom, but be that as it may, hey, the NFL wants to go on. They have some what they call an NFL skills week or speed week or whatever it is that they have. And they have a number of events that go on with this. But the game itself, no. Just no point to it at all.
Well, I will say that the season finale of Fallout was amazing. They're going to have to get rid of it eventually, because if they keep moving in the direction of extending the season, a lot of guys, Caleb Williams would be a great example, who was asked to go and said, no, man, I've got off-season workout stuff. I got to get back on the plan. This is a 365 thing. And that's, I think, where the guys who want to be competitive's heads are at. And unfortunately, it's just going to be a Nickelodeon show after that.
Well, that is the case, Mike, in any sport. These are professional athletes, and anymore, it didn't used to be this way, but anymore, they don't have other jobs. They're getting paid to do this, so they are going to be practitioners of conditioning every day. And it happens in every sport. You just simply have to keep in condition. But I don't think, judging from the National Football League Players Association, that there is going to be an 18th game. I thought at first there was, but they pretty much turned thumbs down on the immediacy of such a thing happening. So I don't look for it right away.
All right, well, college baseball. We are about to start rolling for Springfield schools, aren't we?
They are indeed 48 hours from now. Now, keep in mind, the NCAA has varying rules. Divisions 3 and 2 can start their campaigns at the beginning of February. Division 1 has to wait until the second Friday in February. So Division 2, Drury happens to be a Division 2 team, and in 48 hours they'll be taking the field in Huntsville, Alabama to take on Alabama-Huntsville, which is a very good D2 program. So good test for the Drury Panthers to open things up. They have an even bigger test next week, and that's here in town out at Metter Park. And it's very early. It's very early February. But Central Missouri State, which is annually one of the top teams in America D2, will be in here to play, and that's it'd be an early season test, but we'll see what happens.
At least it's not as cold as it was a couple weeks ago. That'd be no bueno for the boys.
A little bit milder.
Yeah, that's better. Seems to me the St. Louis Cardinals are starting to try and rebuild that foundation. They've got a new pitcher. You think we're going to see him down here?
You know, I think there's probably a pretty good chance that he does. This is Senja. You're talking about Gerangelo Senja, who is the pitcher the Cardinals got from the Seattle Mariners in their trade yesterday for Brendan Donovan. Okay, who is this guy? Well, I did a little research on him. He was in the Texas League last year. I did not realize that when they brought him over, but for 1 month, he was in the Texas League with the Arkansas Travelers. That's the Double-A farm club of Seattle. I can't find any record of him pitching against the Springfield Cardinals. I don't think he did. But he did get in a couple of games and had a pretty good ERA for the brief time that he was there. He had 1 win, no losses, and an ERA of under 3. So he's a strikeout pitcher. He also had more strikeouts than innings pitched, and that's pretty good. This kid's out of Mississippi State, but he is from Curacao. So he'll have some adjustment to the climate, but in Mississippi State, it gets fairly cold down there, too, not like it does in the northern climes, but be that as it may, he'll have to get adjusted to it. Does he make the big club? I really doubt that he does. He's only had 1 year of minor league baseball, so we'll see if Senja doesn't end up here to start the season. It could happen. That's what makes the Springfield Cardinals so enticing to baseball fans, because you're seeing the young talent.
And you mentioned it being cold, man. It was almost like 30 degrees down in Florida not too long ago. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it does get cold down there, just not as often as here. We talked a little bit about college baseball getting rolling. They start here pretty soon, the Bears, don't they?
Drury begins on Friday and in Huntsville, Alabama. Now, Missouri State being a D1 school can't open until next Friday, which they do. On Friday the 13th, the Bears will be, this is interesting too, they're going down deep into Louisiana to play. And they're playing Louisiana. That's the team they're playing. Now, who is Louisiana? Well, the school has changed its name 3 times here in the last 30 years or so. Used to be Southwestern Louisiana. Then it was called Louisiana Lafayette. And now it is just plain Louisiana. Regardless, they have not changed their nickname. They're still the Ragin' Cajuns, and they have a really good athletic program. This will be a good test. The Bears will play 3 games down there, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then come back to this part of the country to play Oral Roberts, and that'll be a single game, then go right back into Mississippi again to play the former NCAA national champions, Ole Miss, and that will be a 3-game series, and that will be tough. But the Bears, a big team physically, they're a very big team, and I think they're going to have a pretty good season.
You think you like what you see so far in these guys?
I do. They can hit. They have a very good offensive attack. That doesn't mean they're going to score 10 and 11 and 12 runs every game. They won't. That's not the nature of baseball. But these guys do have really good spark with their ball club. The pitching staff has improved. They have a lot of motivation on this team. That's what I really like about them. Not that they haven't been in the past, but it's a team that really wants to get out and play some winning baseball, and I think they can.
Let's hopefully that pitching's there, because that's what it's all about, my guy. College basketball, what did we see yesterday?
Well, St. Louis University, which is having a magic year. They're number 19 in America. They won their game on the road at Davidson, North Carolina, and that's a big deal. Davidson doesn't lose very often at home. St. Louis won that one 91-82. Now, one of the 2 remaining undefeated teams did play last night. That's Miami of Ohio. They're flying under the radar because it's the Mid-America Conference. It doesn't get the ink that some of the other big conferences do. Miami of Ohio remains undefeated. They win a game on the road at Buffalo, New York, 73-71. Outstanding game. Now, the other undefeated men's team, that's the University of Arizona, the Wildcats. They don't play till this weekend. They play Oklahoma State in Tucson on a Saturday. Then they get their biggest test of the year. And Arizona, which is undefeated, probably will be after the Saturday game. They take a trip to the Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas to play KU. That's the big test for Arizona. If they can get past Kansas at Kansas, then they are legitimate.
Ned, speaking of legitimate, you have a legitimate day, and I'll see you tomorrow.